Hi folks, this is Jay. Hope you're okay today. I just want to share with you just a minute about atheist monuments in America and American atheist hypocrisy. Now the American atheists are banging on all the time different groups like the Freedom from Religion Foundation. Now I'll just show you, just so you can see. But there's all the legal action they've been taking against Christians. Freedom from Religion Foundation boots out Christian proselyters from Oklahoma school. Freedom from Religion helps NA students remove prayer from graduation, and they're going on and on attacking various schools, colleges, universities, anybody anywhere who is trying to promote Christianity in public arena. They are attacking. Now this is run by Dan Barker, or Baker, whatever his name is, top atheist preacher, and this is what they're doing all the time in America. And what gets me with these American atheists is they have this army of legal action that they're doing all around America. You can't have 10 commandments in a school park. You can't have 10 commandments in the schools. You can't have any monuments or anything to do with Christianity anywhere, in school, college, anywhere. If there's a plaque anywhere, it's got to come down. Yet the atheists are trying to get monuments put up in public places to atheism. So to me, that's utter hypocrisy of American atheists. It's a total hypocrisy and total scandal. That's what I think. What do you think? Here's a news clip of the American Atheist, an organization that represents many atheists in America, talking about this monument. But when you hear this atheist talk about the monument, just remember, look under my video and see all the legal action that these people are taking against Christians, trying to stop things like monuments or 10 commandments or plaques to do with Christianity, trying to stop them being displayed. Things that have been displayed there for hundreds of years are being taken down. So if there's a plaque that's been in a school for 100 years that says Jesus is Lord, the American atheist or groups that are connected to them, or any other group who are atheist in America, will take legal action, have it taken down. So just remember all that when you see this atheist talk about a monument being put up to atheism. And the other thing I want to say is, if atheists say always atheism is an absence of belief in God, why is it you want a monument? Why is it on these monuments you have text put by atheists? To me, that's worshipping men. It's having a form of belief. It's being more like a religion. To me, you're being hypocritical. For the last few years, you've been banging on at us, saying we're just people who don't believe in God because there's a lack of evidence. But at the same time, you're doing vicious political action and vicious legal action against Christians in America, stripping down anything that's Christian in the schools, colleges, universities, or in parks anywhere. Anything where there's a plaque or anything to do with Christianity, it's got to be taken down. And yet at the same time, you're putting up these monuments to atheism in America. It's a scandal, because you're saying we don't believe in anything, but yes, actually, we're contradicting ourselves. We do. That's why we want these monuments. And we don't want Christians to have monuments, but hey, we're going to put monuments up. To me, you're hypocritical as atheists. Here's the news. Then when you've watched the news clip, have a look under my video and see all the legal action these atheists have been doing. It's absolutely disgusting.
Well, forget the 130-foot Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Atheists, agnostics, and other non-believers across the country now have a monument of their own to adore. Or rather, it's a celebration of secularism, according to the American Atheist group, which just wrapped up a year-long court battle this past week. The lawsuit demands for a local Christian group to remove its monument of the 10 Commandments from a local park outside the Bradford County Courthouse in Stark, Florida. A settlement, however, allows that that monument that you see right there to stand alongside that 10 Commandments monument. This one was built by the Atheist group. It's a 5-foot-long gray granite bench that features secular quotes from the Founding Fathers. Joining me now to detail the lawsuit and the new monument in more depth is David Muscato. He is the American Atheist Organization spokesperson. Hi there, David. Thank you so much for joining me. I just gave a brief description of that bench. Can you describe it in a little more detail?
Sure. Well, like you said, it's 5 feet long. It's granite, gray. We wanted something that was functional, that had utility, as opposed to the 10 Commandments monument, which just sits there that you look at. It has a pillar in the back with our logo on the top, which is the symbol for atheism. And like you said, quotes from the founders of this country, a quote from Madalyn Murray O'Hair, and also an excerpt from the Treaty of Tripoli, which was the first treaty of the United States that says the United States was not founded on Christianity.
Now, David, there are thousands of religious monuments across the country and around the world. Why was this one of the 10 Commandments too much to bear, enough so to make you bring up a lawsuit?
Well, one of our members initiated this. Basically, our position is just that the 10 Commandments does not belong on public property. It's a overtly religious symbol, and it has no place in government land. And really, this was just where we started. It could have been anywhere. It just happened to be Stark, Florida.
Now, on the other hand, as I understand it, you have a kind of anti-10 Commandments list on yours, which says the possible punishments for things you could suffer if you broke the 10 Commandments. And that is, in fact, getting a lot of criticism from other atheist groups and what have you. Can you talk about why they are annoyed that you brought up the 10 Commandments at all in your monument and your group's response to those other atheists?
Well, some people feel that by bringing the Bible into our monument, we're making this an anti-religious monument, as opposed to a monument about secularism or celebrating secularism, which is part of the purpose of the monument. But the other purpose of the monument is to show that the Bible is a primitive and brutal document, that there's this idea that it's that the Bible, the 10 Commandments specifically, are this just kind of good moral code that we can all kind of agree on. But that's not true. It's very, very brutal if you actually sit and read it. The punishments call for death 7 out of 10 times, and it's not something that civilized people live by.
And finally, let's take a look at the Gallup poll that was conducted in May regarding American attitudes toward religion. 77% of Americans believe religion is losing its influence on American life as a whole. But according to that same poll, 75% of Americans said the country would be better off if it was more religious. Any thoughts as to why we're seeing this change? I mean, is it cultural?
Well, I think part of it's cultural, part of it is just better access to information. With the internet proliferating, people can find out that a lot of this stuff is a scam. God doesn't exist. And they can see that there are other cultures with many different beliefs, and that they're not right just because they happen to be born in the United States and they were raised Christians. As far as people thinking that it would be better if it were more religious, that's not true. We can clearly see that the people who have less religion have better lives, and as a result.
David Muscato from the American Atheist Organization, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.